We're talking about the economy. This government in a year has borrowed more than 17 point something billion dollars. Meanwhile,
I think they're about 11.7 ahead of Buhari now in terms of their borrowing. They even borrowed
good,
more than Buhari has done.
good. Meanwhile, they say they want to remove oil subsidy to have more revenue to build infrastructure. That meant that when you remove oil revenue, you ought not to borrow anything at all,
Yeah.
because automatically you have more revenue
According
than
to
your
you.
predecessor. And within a year, you have borrowed more than governments that did not remove oil subsidy. What does that tell you? They are using the revenue to sponsor their profligacy and their rapacity. If this government wants to succeed, it must elevate the love of country above their love for rapacity. It must put chains to its appetite. This is the most profligate government on earth. You came in, you removed fuel subsidy from the one. Not that you made any policy after removing the subsidy. So having that at the background, what are you doing having 48 ministers? When you know that you said you don't have revenue, and that's why you're punishing people. So it established the most bloated bureaucracy. 48 ministers. The poorest regime is operating with the largest bureaucracy. That's profligacy. Now, as I was telling you, when Abacha partially removed subsidy, he established a fund, BTF, which used the excess to build infrastructure for the people. When Jonathan partially removed subsidy, he established Shopee, Subsidy Reinvestment Program, which used the increased revenue to provide certain infrastructure. This government fully removed subsidy. It established nothing for the people, but is using the revenue to carry more than 1,000 of politicians to go to United Nations General Assembly, using the revenue to carry thousands of people to Dubai, saying that they are looking for foreign investors. Meanwhile, the companies you already have are leaving, and they will come and tell us lies. And Dubai has agreed to change the visa ban policy. Lie. So this is what they are using their own money for, to enrich their people. They say they are doing humanitarian services, and 3.2 billion is being given to their fellow ministers in the name of consultancy services. Meanwhile, the vulnerable people in 4 states that they carved out 585 million, none will reach them because they've already paid it into private account. And those people that perpetrated such a thing are still going, working freely, paying people flight tickets from Abuja to Kogi, even when Kogi does not have any airport. That's why I say corruption. Have those people been brought to account? Good. That's why I said incompetence, because they don't even have knowledge of our problem. I analyze the economic problem when they are treating demand pull inflation, when we are having stagflation, when they ought to be stimulating productivity. So this government is lacking in knowledge, is lacking in charisma. Can't you see? Is lacking in participation. Now, let's talk about the minimum wage for you to understand, because these are the things that will help you when you remove subsidy to rebound the economy. Because the middle class, they are the people driving the economy.
Yeah, that's correct.
When this government removed subsidy, he said he was going to give the people wage award, and he said 35,000. So automatically, with the wage award and the minimum wage, that's 65,000 naira that they are giving to the people. How come you are now coming to the table saying you want to negotiate a minimum wage, and you're not even starting from the 65,000, which you're already giving them? You're now saying 40 something thousand. 38,000, 40 something thousand.
Last night, they eventually agreed to 60.
Good.
Proposed 60, while Labour is saying 494.
Good. Now, the 60 they are saying is not even up to what they started paying them when they removed subsidy. Does it make sense?
No.
65,000 is what you started paying them when you removed subsidy. And then you are now coming to the table. Rather than starting from the 65,000, that is why it is an insult to their intelligence. I do not understand. Why? Because this government's policy is not tilted towards the common man. It is tilted towards serving the appetite of the voracious leaders. That is why it's a government of misery, deprivation, and degradation. Everything about this country has been degraded.